Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing tonight? Just getting the old iPad set up here. Y'all know how I do things. I want to be able to keep up with the comments, keep up with what's going on because I am very interactive on the live streams. In case you're joining in, you're new to the live streams. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, I heard myself. You heard that? I heard that. So, 298 subscribers, guys. 298. Wow. Extremely happy. Hey, Mrs. West S, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing fine this evening. Hope this evening is finding you well. Oh, how's the hubby today? Hey, Backwoods Law, welcome. We're giving everybody a chance to trickle in here. I actually have a slight topic. Oh, wait. It doesn't include my favorite knife. I'm going to put it over here so it's not distracting me. I actually have a slight topic to go with today. Y'all like that midlife crisis some button there at the top? I don't know how that happened. I actually have a slight topic we're going to go over today. We're living day by day. RG, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Let's see. I need to put this in the. I'm trying. It's crazy. I try my best to organize the desk, and I get the desk almost organized, and then I just decide upon one moment to drag everything back out because I feel like doing another kit. Because y'all know me, I love building kits. I'll disassemble and build a kit all over again, and if I like it better, then I'll keep it, and if I don't like it better, then I'll put it back to the way it was or improve upon it. I love building kits. It's a weakness. What can I say? I think we all, in our own right, like building kits to a little bit of a degree. Get my little library here. I got a new book for the library, by the way. Got that for the library today. It's like the Peterson Guide to Edible Wild Plants. I got it today, so I'm going to be going through it and trying to go through my region a little bit to see what kind of things I can find. RG, you do it the same way? RG says he does the same way. You get in a kick and you want to tear a kit apart, and you want to put the kit back together, you want to tear it apart again over and over, and next thing you know, you done built 10 kits in just a couple hours, it seems like, and you don't know what's in any of them by the time you get done because they just all run together. There's just-in-time prepping. I just got your email. Like it. I'm ready to see the video of it. What's up, JAE? One day I want to learn what to call you, how to say it. I'm just going to call you Jaufum. Jaufum. Horseman Hills, hello, welcome. I think, Horseman, is this your first live stream with us? I can't remember. I don't know. I might have one laying around, and then again, I might have two laying around. You never know what I'm gonna have laying around. Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79, welcome. Well, Horseman Hill, okay, I understand, JE. I gotta go. I need to get up early in the morning. I just found a place up the road that is handing out free mulch, and it's not a rush because they have mountains of mulch, but I want to try to get 3 loads of it tomorrow morning and get my grass mowed all before going to work. But I work afternoons, so I'm talking about before 1 o'clock or so. So yeah, I got a little bit to do tomorrow as well. Thomas Wheaton, hello, welcome. LS is here. LS in the house. Once you start playing with parts on, okay. Yeah, Jazz, just watch out. Once you start playing with those. Yeah, that's right. Gotta watch out. I don't want to claim to be a bug out specialist or anything. If you're new to my channel, because my subscribers have just blown up over the past several weeks. Partially because of the VRs. I really appreciate all the VRs. Um, I'm grinding on YouTube, guys. I'm really trying to make sure I put out good stuff for y'all. I try to keep it as fun and as light as I can because prepping can be, and it is, a very serious. Small kids, I understand. That's how I am. Prepping can be a very serious topic, and it needs to be taken seriously. But at the same time, it can be fun. I do enjoy it because I enjoy knives and firearms, sharpening knives. I enjoy camping gear. I enjoy being outside. I enjoy walks in the woods. And it's just, I mean, I would rather sit beside a tree than a person most of the time. So that's how I kind of got into it. But people need to realize that most of the prepping I do is I prep for 3 days to a week without power at the house because I'm in a high hurricane area. I live down a lot of dirt road. I live in the middle of the swamp. Um, it's just, it's and we've had that here. I've had what I'm afraid of here before. So it's not like I'm prepping for the impossible. No, I'm prepping for a situation I've already been in before. And luckily, I had enough stuff kind of laying around to make it. But now I have enough stuff laying around that I'm going to be good. So, I mean, I'm not. I don't want it to happen, but if it does happen, I'm not panicked about it because I'm like, I just go in the backyard, make a little fire, I'm good to go. So, anyways, if you're new to the channel, that's kind of who I am. I'm thinking about making another introduction video, just kind of welcoming everybody to the channel. So, anyways, so I want to think about making another introduction video for all the new members of the subscriber group here. Anyways, exactly that, Thomas, you right there with me, buddy. I mean, I'm completely right there with you. Um, just get yourself a few things here and there to just get yourself a few things here and there just to be ready for the situations that have happened to you. And once you get that situated, if you're like me and you just like gear and you like learning new stuff, go ahead and learn, explore, try to see what you figure out. But for me personally, this is me personally. I'm not. This is no judgment because y'all know about me. I don't judge you on your preps. If you ask me a question or if you ask for advice, I will give you my 2 cents. If there's any you like that? That was a TJ Maxx find, I think. If you ask my opinion on anything, I wanted to try to tell it to you. Straightforward. I don't beat around the bush. I'm not a real gentle educator kind of person. But hey Sandra, okay, go to work, have fun, be careful. Um, but I just I want to interact with people. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of people in my area that do this because we're so kind of backwoods people. And for the, I kid you not, most of the people I'm around are better prepared than a lot of the preppers I see doing YouTube videos, and they're more prepared just because they, and I'm not knocking them because this is the lifestyle they chose. They live off the land. They raise all their own vegetables. They raise all their own meat. They hunt. They fish. Daggone, we got a portable sawmill, these guys, I watched them. They cut down pine trees, and then prepared the pine trees, and then used the pine trees to build a house. So I'm just going to say, we've got people around here that are, yeah, exactly, LS country boys can survive kind of people. But Sandra, I hope you have a good time at work, or I hope you have a productive time at work. Have you made the move yet? Okay, well you're gone. I'm sorry. Anyways, if you don't answer that if you're still here. Walter, exactly, Walter. You don't want to just sit around talking to a soccer ball as it goes down. But so I guess that's why I have a hard time finding people to really get into the prepping groove with me, because for the most part, there's not a lot to worry about. I mean, I had one guy, I was talking to him about it because he really seems the kind that would be interested in it. And he looked at me and said, I raise goats. Goat tastes good. That was his response to everything. If it goes bad, goat tastes good. But anyways, a portable sawmill would just be amazing to take it anywhere you want to and have at it. But with with enough diesel, he pretty much has everything he needs to build a homestead anywhere at any time. So, like I said, and a lot of the houses that are built in our area, they're built out of uh, very very sap saturated pine. Um, some of it is considered fat lighter or fat wood for y'all that call it that, but this stuff is extremely durable to weather, insects, and things like that. So some of the houses we have around here are going to be standing for a long time, as long as you don't light a candle in there and burn it down. So that's just something to consider around. Uh, they might, but they ain't gonna go far. He's got a long range rifle too. No, he, I know his plat, and they got a long way to get. See, Kip, if I was in your position, if I was in the middle of a city, I would be more focused on certain preps that I don't talk about a lot, such as lock picking. Just gonna say lock picking, you know. Um, um, so if I was in a city, some of the skills and the tasks that I do would be a little different than what I talk about here. You know, because what I mainly talk about is going out and scavenging from Mother Nature, and not necessarily scavenging, but basically living off the land and stuff and things of that nature. But uh, I actually I might be moving. I might be moving, and if I do move, I will have some more area to do some different stuff, and I might consider doing that. This right here, the breacher bar, I'm pretty sure that can give me enough leverage to get what I need to get to, and if not, I have a humongous crowbar I keep on me. Because like I always said, my number one option is not bugging out. I'm sorry. I'm at a bug out location. If it really went down bad, I'm at a bug out location, and anywhere I go in any direction, I would be running right directly into a main city. So I'm more concerned about holding down the fort and keeping people away from me than I am going out, because I am going to run into people quicker than I run away from them. So my bug out is if there's just an imminent attack and I got to go. So anyways. Oh man. Kip, good luck with that. That's gonna be a heck of a journey. What's up, Just Aid? Hello, hello. Okay, so I actually Okay, so well Thomas, I'm about an hour away from the east coast of Georgia. The Golden Isles area, so I mean I'm right there with you, buddy. Uh but we're real low, so flash floods can be an issue here. But I do live far enough away from the rivers that flash floods usually don't affect me. Usually. Anyways. So I actually have a small idea for this video, for this chat. I kind of worked down, because usually I just come in here guns blazing. Hey, what's going on, guys? And we just talk a little bit. So, um, anyways, I just got really sidetracked. Yeah, 20-foot wall of water will just, all the preps and all the ideas and all the hopes and dreams you have, 20-foot wall of water will just kind of say, okay, have fun. I hope you enjoyed that, because it's over with. Okay, so the topic, the name of the video is, Wes, are you trying to distract me? I think Wes is trying to distract me, guys. uh, anyways, I want to breathe now, and I want to get on topic. Becoming a trailblazer, become a trailblazer. Why did I say become a trailblazer? Now, we can become a trailblazer by introducing people to prepping. We can become a trailblazer by introducing people to survival, by getting people aware. We can become a trailblazer by trying out a new technique or creating a new technique that other preppers may or may not want. But what I am talking about, become a trailblazer, is become the man, the woman, the person in your group, your community, whatever it is, that can set up powerless communications, um, grid down communications. What are you going to do when you can't use walkie-talkies, ham radios, little local radio, little small, little portable radios? When you can't do things like that, what are you going to do? What's your game plan? So what I did is I came out with I just thought of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thought of 6 ideas for, 6 ideas. Quit it, y'all! Quit trying to get me off track. Y'all did it. Okay, this is 6 powerless things you can do to communicate with one another. Here we go. So the first one, I want to go with the most obvious to the least obvious. The first one is a mirror, little signal mirror. We all know that. Okay. The second one is a horn. What are y'all doing? Homing pigeons and flipping the bird. What are you? Anyways, so mirror, a horn. If you've ever been to games or football games, basketball games, things like that, sometimes they'll hand out big plastic horns, or you can find them in the toy section, a noise maker, things like that. That's number 2. Number 3, we're going to roll right into that, and they have emergency whistles. So emergency whistles are going to just dominate as far as noise makers, because they're very small, very light, and you're going to have them. I didn't include air horn kit because I'm thinking of renewable, powerless, just things you can create, things you can have, things that don't have to be regenerated over and over again. Smolo, what's up? And so I did think about bottle rocket. If you had a couple of bottle rockets, you could do that for the time being. But number 5, we're going to go with the ones y'all said, is signal fires. Signal fires, and with signal fire, I will go into smoke signals as well, because signal fires don't work that well during the daytime. Just saying. But the last thing I want to talk about, and this is something that is probably I've never heard talked about in the prepper community, is trailblazing. Do y'all know what trailblazing is and how it got its name? Trailblazing is marking the trail. You take your knife and you scrape some bark off of a tree in your design, and that is how you blaze a trail. Trailblazing comes from the blaze is the white coloring on a horse's nose. They call that the blaze. And the original trail blaze was kind of an hourglass figure or a triangle similar to a horse blaze, and so they blazed the trail by that. So blazing the trail, so you know how to get from camp to camp if you're doing that, or if you have a scout going out, looking for supplies, looking for another camp, looking for whatever, he can blaze the trail, and that way if he goes missing, everybody can go off where he or she was traveling at and possibly find them. Blazing the trail, you can learn how to mark. You can figure out a way amongst your group to mark dates you were at certain places. If you get lost, marking the trail so you don't, if you're walking in circles, you learned, or you can see that. But trailblazing is a very easy, renewable way to communicate, to help you, to redirect you, and things like that. So, out there, Horseman Hills, if I was to blaze this trail of a conversation, you could just walk back through it. How about that? Anyway, so if you want to if you want to blaze the trail, that is something you need to work on, and you need to work on the signals with your group, and that way the group all knows what markings you're put on a tree, what it means, and you can. Every member of the group has their own marking per personal insignia. So if the group gets separated, you can say, well, look at there, she was here. So that's just something I thought about earlier today, and I said, well, I'm going to bring it out, let y'all think about it, discuss it, and let's all look at trailblazing and possibly add that to your group's repertoire. So, see, flag taping them, what happens when somebody comes by and rips the tape off? And trailblazing, the only way you can get rid of it if the tree gets cut down or you wait several years for the growth to come back. I'm trying to think of the way that is most likely to permanently mark it, and just trailblazing to me is the easiest, most long-term solution to marking a trail, and you can mark that tree in any shape, way, or form you want to, but signal flags for for semi-long distance is good if you have the knocker set up, but that's really good. I need to add that. You know what that is? That's a good idea. I like that, Wes. If you take sticks and you make little voodoo dolls out of sticks and hang them from the tree limbs, make the woods as scary as possible. And if people, no, what you need to do, here we go, guys. Here's how to mark a tree. Did you ever see the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where he was walking through the woods and a rattlesnake dropped from the tree limb and was hissing right by the girl's head? And he caught the rattlesnake and he punched it. And when he punched it, he knocked the rattlesnake out cold. So the rattlesnake was unconscious. And so then he bit the tail off the rattlesnake and tied the rattlesnake to the limb. And people were walking through the woods and the rattlesnake dropped down and bit them. That's what you do. You mark a trail with rattlesnakes missing their tails. You knew it was coming, Kip. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all were looking. Hard Target, I think was the name of that movie. Hard Target. I think that was the name of that movie. Die Bullfrog. I got talking about Donnie's movies and Die had the bell. Anyways. See, directional tree trunks. I'll have to look into that, Smolo. I write all this stuff down and look it up. I sometimes come back to it in videos, sometimes I don't. What are y'all doing? Y'all are here trying to sabotage and... How did y'all get onto this topic? What is up with this? I do not endorse this conversation. Because, okay. Oh, okay. I like that, West S. Me and West S is back on Voodoo. Here's a question. So, if the U.S. was to fall, let's say we had catastrophic economic collapse, whatever it is, would we go third world country that was semi-civilized with marketplaces again and everybody living off the land after the initial fallout? Because without transportation and water and power getting, funneled everywhere, the bottom line is we're going to have a massive fallout, massive population fallout within the first few months if something like that was to happen. So would the U.S. go to a semi-civilized third world? Would we retain and regrow, or would we go into a full chaotic anarchy, warlords situation? Now, we have live examples of everything I'm talking about, out in the world today. Um, Portions of the African continent are still ran by warlords. Uh, then you have portions of small villages that are third world, but they're semi-civilized, where they have marketplaces, trade, farmers, um, and people somewhat work together. Phone call, sorry. Uh, I need to remember to get the put my phone on do not disturb mode. But so we've got to. It's up to us to decide which way it would go. LSC, and that's a question you and I really can't answer. There's been so little information come out of Venezuela that we really can't answer exactly what's going on there and what the people are and are not doing. So, Antifa. Oh, Lord. I have a feeling nature would take care of Antifa people. Um, nature, Mother Nature is going to get more people than any other group's going to get, guys. Hey, that's just all there is to it. And because, like I said, majority of the population lives in overpopulated, super crowded areas. They're not going to get out of there fast enough. Most of them's going to be too scared to leave because they don't know anything but the city life. Um, and then you got to think about the loss in even rural areas like where I'm at, where people are starting to stop learning the the old style way of living. So, but after the massive fallout, now during the massive fallout, I just have a feeling if it is, there's just going to be utter complete chaos. It's going to be every man for himself type situations, and it's just it ain't going to be pretty. That's all it boils down to. It ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be fun. Um, I think the military would end up being centralized in large scale areas, um, and try to do what they can. But after a while, the military, if I mean, we're talking about full economic government shutdown collapse situation, and that would just be and that would be anarchy. So to really put this into reality, you've got to think, what would it take? You got to answer this question: what would it take for our government to shut down? For the Constitution to just be a piece of paper? For the military to say, well, we have no general to follow anymore? I mean, that is the top, and to me, that just goes to the idea of a massive disease. Because if it was an attack or a civil uprising, military's going to shut that down, guys. Y'all say what y'all want to say and think what you want to think, but economic collapse, military's going to step in. They're going to try their best to shut it down because the people in power want to stay in power. Um, that's all it boils down to, and they don't want to split it up because basically government officials are making too much money to have it going away by one economic collapse. The 2008 banking collapse, it could have put us back into a Great Depression. But what happened? They gave the banks millions upon millions of dollars just to keep the system going because the system is too stable to them. Um, when the initial bailout money that was given to the banks, they could have gave every U.S. household, I believe it was over $200,000, tax free. They could have gave every American household over $200,000, and for what they gave the banks. But there was no guarantee that the system would have stayed running if they gave it to the individuals. So, and that's just all it boils down to, guys, is as far as economic collapse, and the banks make the money, or excuse me, the government makes the money, and the banks that fail are going to tell the people what that money's worth, and that's all it boils down to. And it's just when to prove to you how much money doesn't count anymore, look up the value of silver when silver was getting paid. And when you went to your boss on payday Friday and said, pay me up, and they gave you silver, look at what they were earning. per day per hour, and then look at what silver's worth today versus the money we make now on that. Uh, Being paid in hard metals would be the only way to get any kind of true financial stability. But everything we have is getting told to us what it's worth. So just remember that. I want to get caught up here real quick, guys. I'm sorry, I got carried away. Yep, Thomas, 2008 hurt a lot of people. That's right, JEA. The IRS would just IRS is going to keep it going today because it's part of the system. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. So economic collapse. If there was a massive counterfeit conspiracy happen, it would have to be huge. But even that, I don't know exactly how much the government would have because all they do is just readjust the value of the dollar until they get the counterfeit currency out. So economic collapse, the government wants to protect us from an economic collapse, so the government don't want to fail because of that. And the government's got enough power to stop that because they can control the money how they see fit to control the money, whether it be shut down the banks or anything like that. Disease spread, that is a big one right there. But our country has had a lot of practice over the past couple of years. The Ebola outbreak, the Zika virus outbreak, and something else. It seems like, so there's more and more training going on with that, and actual not training, but actual real scenarios that they've studied, and I'm sure they're continually trying to improve on that. So you're right. The government doesn't control the UN Federal Reserve, but the government's going to do what they can to save us in here, to keep our government going, especially if we move to something to where the government even has more power on us, because there ain't a lot of people that voluntarily give up power. So looters will be sniped. Kip, if you want a really good idea for a sign, put on there, on like outside of your driveway or something, warning poisonous snake breeding ground or something like that. Yeah, that works very well. Yep. The government can come down and they can come in and they can things are going to turn up a notch next thing. Elliot, thought everybody says, if when America fails, it's going to fall from within. Ben Franklin was quoted a couple of times saying that a good democracy needs a revolution every 200 years. We're well past that now. 1976 was about 200 years past the Declaration of Independence, and in 1985, right, would have been 200 years past the actual adoption. Radiation warning signs. I bet that would be good to get rid of people. So, anyways, that's it. So viruses could do a mass population wipeout, possibly. I'm not too concerned on economic collapse. A civil war uprising. You would have to have major, what's the word I'm looking for? You would have to have a major mutiny. No, that's on a ship. Anyways, you would have to have high-ranking military officials all kind of come together for an uprising to really stand a chance. Or, as in the Civil War, one of the very first battles that is won by whoever starts the Civil War would have to be taking over a massive military base. Because if you go back, one of the first battles that the Southerners won was taking over a huge military base and getting their hands on actual military-grade weapons. cannons and such. That's the so just up with that. LS reestablished a militia. Um, 2 or 3 good drone attacks. Hey, exactly, JA, you right there. You beat me to it. Whoever has the air power. That's why I'm saying it would just have to be a massive military overthrow kind of thing. So, but so a civil war, I just see it getting stomped out pretty quick. Um, uh, what else? Oh, natural disasters. Now, to me, that's the one that, and because of how I am, that's the most realistic one to me. Is a massive natural disaster. Uh, would it be Yellowstone? Would it be gigantic earthquakes? Would it be massive hurricanes and tornadoes all at once? A could it be we have an earthquake, a hurricane, and a volcano at one time, and it just kind of, you know, just all kind of fell at one time? I don't really know. Um, really? Well, it says, where did you hear that at? See, that's the one that scares me right there. When we have a bunch of military people I've talked to, well, I say a bunch, it really ain't a bunch in the large scale of things. When you say you're talking to a bunch of military people, if you're talking to 4 or 5 guys in the military that are just enlisted, and they're enlisted people, E5 or lower, I'm not knocking them, but they're not giving the orders. Now, if you sit down with 5 or 6, 5-star generals, colonels, things like that, okay, you can say you talk to a few military guys, and because their opinions might actually matter in the long run. But if they if they if they saying something happens, it's going to happen. But not protecting Israel could be something that would cause the military to split off, and and that's one of the things I thought about too. Is like what action would actually make members of the military stand up and speak out against whoever the president um, uh, is at the time. So, I mean, what actions could happen? And I think going against Israel could be one of those things. Um, I don't really know. Mass killing of innocents, something like that would go. I read somewhere they can create a disaster. No, that was the movie Geostorm with Gerard Butler. That was a movie, just a time. So, if you live out west, go do some digging on the major subduction zone just off the coast of Washington, Oregon, and California. It's overdue for. See, backwoods law. See, that's kind of the catastrophic natural occurrence that I'm thinking about. And even if, now keep in mind this, guys, even if the earthquake doesn't do that much damage, repairable damage, only does damage to one little bit of region area. The earthquake we had in Haiti a few years ago, it actually tilted the Earth's axis a little bit. So when they discuss climate changes, that's something I've always wondered is, if the Earth is sitting like this and then after an earthquake it's sitting like that, the sun changes, the moon changes, the tides changes, water's going to change, everything's going to start going a little bit different. So if we have a massive earthquake and it shifts the axis even more and even more and even more, we're going to see more natural disasters. We're going to see major environmental changes. So that's just something we need to think about and need to look at is massive environmental changes due to the shifting of the Titanic plate. Not Titanic plates. What are they called? Titanic plates. I like that. I'm going to stick with that. That's right. We need a good balancing up. So, tectonic plates. Tectonic plates. I actually thought it savage. You might not believe me. That was all y'all might not believe me. I thought about it half a second before they came up. I promise y'all. Y'all won't believe me, but I promise y'all it came to me just before it. But I'll give Thomas a win. By this, he was the first one. But I still like Titanic plates. I'm gonna call them that because everybody's gonna like that. Tectonic. I got derailed again, guys. Sorry about that. So to me, that's yes, the real thick ones that don't leak when you put low country bowl on or something like that. So gin and tectonic, please. So and Kip, see that's something. Um, Daisy Dukes. What? Now y'all just trying to distract me again. So that's something I've always wondered about because look at y'all ever watched the movie? What was the movie? Sahara. Matthew McConaughey, Steve Zahn, and I think Selma Hayek. No, Penelope Cruz. But in that movie, they talk about how Egypt used to be this vast fertile land, and it used to be. If I remember correct, because I looked it up after that movie, because I was always curious about it. Egypt changed from a vast fertile land into a complete desert in I think it was like 10, 20 years, and that was before carbon pollution and burning dinosaur fuel and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Is so that can happen. It has happened. So you need to consider what caused it, and that's before Great Records was taken care of. Egypt is great. Yes, I watched The Mummy, the real Mummy with Brendan Fraser, so I know exactly all of Egypt's curses. Thank you very much. So if the Romans caused it all, uh, that's just something I've thought about. Is yeah, I just forgot what I was talking about. Romans, Egypt is, how do you explain that kind of climate change and a massive climate change due to a natural disaster, natural happening? What's going to happen? That's just something else to worry about. Let's all worry today. We're going to get stressed out, super stressed tonight, guys. Everybody gets super stressed tonight. Good point, LS. Good point. Because Pharaoh learned his lesson, or so they thought, and sure enough, as soon as the Jewish people left, he grew angry with them and began chasing them down. So did he actually learn their lesson? Anyways, no stress, just prep. I like that, Kip. Oh, it itches. I had an itch. Apocalypse 10.5 TVM. A part of the states broke off with blue bridges. Huh? I'm sorry, just stayed. I missed that. Um, isn't California supposed to break off in an earthquake and float up to Alaska? And I think the tip of Florida is supposed to break off sometime too, or something like that. I can't remember. The pyramids weren't built by the Egyptians then? No, the pyramids weren't built by Egyptians. The pyramids were built by Jewish slaves that were enslaved by the Egyptians. The Bow Bridges. Oh, okay. A TV movie with Bow Bridges. Gotcha. Okay. Daddy ain't woke up from the nap. You have to say, oh, wait, my bad. You're back. Bow Bridges. I like Bow Bridges. So what was the name of it again? Let me write it down. Apocalypse 10.5. I'll look it up. Hey, Hopeless Cat Emergency Preparedness Lifestyle. Now, turkey, I always find turkey very interesting, and I used to keep a close eye on turkey, but I'll be very frank with y'all. Politics, world politics, local politics, U.S. politics, because of all the back and forth and everything else, it has put such a bad taste in my mouth that I've walked away from politics, and I shouldn't have, because politics, world politics is something you kind of need to keep an eye on. Um, but I've always kept a very close eye on Turkey's politics because Turkey is a part of that cradle. If you look at a map, here we go. Let's see. If you look at a map of that area, do 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 do. I got a map here, guys. I'm trying to pull up or find. Anyways, Turkey, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, um, all that area. That is that's like the cradle of life, guys. That's where everything started. And I believe if you're biblical in any way, shape, or form, I think that's where you're going to see everything come to an end. And that's when what the Bible kind of tells you, everything's going to come to an end. So, if you really keep a close eye on that area, that's just something to think about. Is keep an eye on where everything is. I don't have a map with today's wording on it. So, anyways, so politics sucks. Seems biblical to start. Yep, LS, I'm with you. It does seem biblical. Um, Sasquatch depending on who has guns. Sergeant, I'm not biblical, but I say you're right. And if you're not biblical, I'm not pushing anything on you. I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying if I do want to point out that if you look, everything in the Bible as far as end time stuff goes points to that region, and if there is something that keeps being accurate to an extent, maybe you just want to look into it. And okay, all right, Huffles, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm with you now. So I never try to push religion on anybody. I am a Christian, and I'm not going to deny that in front of anybody. But at the same time, to each his own. And that I'll just kind of leave it at that. I live my life how I want to live my life. You live your life how you want to live your life. As long as we don't, as long as I don't infringe upon you and you don't try to infringe upon me, then that's where I'm at with that. If you ask a question, I'm going to tell you an answer. And if you don't like the answer, I'm sorry. But if you like the answer, then okay. Bill Cretice is almost uncanny on the Middle East politically and economically. I think you're spot on about this. There's a lot of people that have studied end time predictions. Thank you, Wes. There's a lot of people that studied end time predictions, and they broke it down. And there's actually a lot of non-religious people, non-Christian people that just kind of just like, well, let's look at it, and they're going, okay, well, this is this, okay, this is scary. So, and everything we're talking about, like the earthquake being a couple thousand years away or past due, and hurricanes and storms, all that's biblical. Storms, bad storms, wars, rumors of wars, all that is biblical. So, I'm just saying, if you think that there is some truth in that, just let you know. Fire, Hupples, you're on to something there. Fire is probably besides water, earthquakes can cause tsunamis. To me, a tsunami is the most destructive, unstoppable force. Fire is a close second to that. And hurricane or strong winds, hurricanes, tornadoes follows that. But fire can be never ending. If it gets hot enough and the wind gets behind it, it can cut through from coast to coast, border to border. So volcanoes are very unstoppable as well. Volcanoes kind volcanoes are quote unquote contained to a little bit, I guess. So, but volcanoes, we're seeing what's happening in Hawaii right now. Just crazy, crazy that crazy what's going on. Did Hawaii ever get stopped? I'd never heard anything about the Hawaiian. Like I said, I'm really out of touch with the news. I quit watching. If it's a 24-hour news channel, it ain't on my TV. I don't care which one it is. I don't watch 24-hour news because news is not supposed to be entertainment. News is supposed to be facts presented in a non-opinionated way. And we have no news stations that are presenting facts in an unopinionated way. Hey, fun on Vancouver Island. You missed the fun on Dash Island here. Hupples, I can't get in while I still have cable, but I have a few months left on my contract, and as soon as that contract's up, cable is gone. Part of my big life change going on, I will get into it. Exactly, Wes. Hey Chipper, driving and listening. Okay, just don't look at the screen. I want to do something really cool right now, but don't look at the screen, okay? Whatever you do, do not look at what I'm about to do right now, Chipper. Hope you didn't see that, Chipper, because you're driving. No, LS, don't talk to him. Or don't text him, because then he's going to look down and see what you're saying to him. Anyways, I think still going. I heard they have 80 more acres of land now. I was always told as a kid, always buy land because they're not making more. Hawaii is steadily making more land. Hawaii has proven the old wives' tale wrong. So I don't understand that. Why is TV? If I pay so much for TV, why is there still commercials? It don't make no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. If I'm paying for TV, I ain't paying for advertisements. I guess that's why I have DVR. I think the only places that should have commercials or should be your local network channels that are broadcast via antenna. Programming is literally programming. You're absolutely correct. If TV is the devil, if you really pay attention to what you're watching a lot of times, they lead you into a way of thinking. And for example, my mom loves, like, what is it, NCIS or CISI, all the cop shows and stuff. She was watching an old episode, and I think it was like 2008 maybe 2006, 7, somewhere in there. It was an older episode, and I said, "Wow, they're the opinion they were putting out there, and kind of the way of thinking they were trying to impose on people, is now a very anti-Hollywood way of thinking." I'm being as politically neutral as possible in all this, but because I don't really want to, anyways. So I said, "Mom, when was the date on this?" And she looked it up, and like I said, it was 07, 08, something like that. Well, shortly after that, a newer episode came on, and they completely contradicted the way they were thinking. So, look over here, wait, nope. 10 years later, look over there. I'm kind of PC. I'm kind of PC, guys. LS, you're absolutely right with the education system. If you look at, because every time big government politicians get in, they try to add earlier and earlier mandatory education because they want to begin indoctrinating kids to accept and follow the rules and not be a free thinker and things like that as soon as possible. Um, I mean, propaganda needs to be used, guys. We need propaganda. I mean, hello, who doesn't want to be propagandized? Propagandized, propositioned, propag. I don't know. I like being propagandized. Anyways, so homeschooling. What I like about where I'm at, I was basically told by a couple of teachers that they're there to teach the actual subject and not what they're told to teach. Take that for what it's worth. Um, anyways, I was told by a couple of teachers if they have a student say, "Will you pray for me?" They'll pray for them right there because they don't care. I ain't scared. You scared? Stay scared. Um, it's not dumbing down education. It's robot education. It is sheeple education. They're trying to get you to obey the rules, no matter how dumb they are. If I tell you to walk in a line that leads right to the pit of misery, dilly dilly, you walk the line that leads you right to the pit of misery, dilly dilly. See, just like that. I didn't mean to say that. That was subliminal advertising right there. They've gotten to my mind. I've been programmed. I'm spying on all of y'all because the government has me. Y'all like that? Okay. JAE, good night, buddy. Have a good week at work. Appreciate you stopping by. Yep. And we're about to hit the hour mark, guys. And y'all know me. I'm good for about an hour, and then I lose all cognitive capabilities. So I think I'm going to bail. Oh, Keith shows up right when it kind of starts winding down. Of course, Keith, love you. Guys, I ain't kidding y'all. This hour flies by. You're absolutely right, LS. Time flies when you're having fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy interacting with y'all every night. Next Sunday, the time might be a little different. Fear of the Walking Dead comes back. I don't know if I'm going to try to live stream before or after Fear of the Walking Dead. I'm a big Fear of the Walking Dead fan, so I don't know how it's going to be going. I have a solar powered watch, analog. So, anyways, squirrel. Thank you, Wes. He just added another 10 minutes to this live stream. But live stream the dead. Should I live stream me watching Fear the Walking Dead? Is that what y'all want? Y'all want me? Ooh, what? Yeah, because I'm a very jumpy guy. I get really into the show. Like I'm in there. I'm sitting there with like my knife going, come on, come on, come on, come out that TV, I dare you. But anyways, y'all have a great night. Y'all have a great week. Thank you again for everything. Thank y'all for being there for me. The ones of y'all that know what's going on in my life. And if you pray, please say a prayer for me, because this right here, guys, is 100% of my energy to keep it going. Right now, I can smile or I can cry, and I choose to smile. And this is a trying time. Keep up the mental toughness. Keep up the mental stability there. In the good times and the bad, always be aware of your situations, your surroundings. Don't ever show yourself weak. And just keep on keeping on, guys. So, love all y'all. Rick Grimes is going to be gone after episode 5 of the next season. Yes, along with Maggie. She will be gone as well. So, we'll see what happens. And thank you, LS. And y'all have a good night. And as always be prepared to dash out.